Hi, everyone. We will start in just a few moments, just to let people join us. Okay, so hello, everyone. Welcome to all of you joining us today. I'm Catarina Duarte from the Center, and it's a pleasure to have you here for this special edition of the Networking Fridays. Today, we are celebrating the incredible early career ocean professionals who took part in a groundbreaking Around Africa expedition. Today, we'll have opportunity to hear their stories, their challenge, and the hopes for the future. So I wish you thank again for being here, and special to our ECOPs. And Matty, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. It's so wonderful to be here with all of you. My name is Maddie Rodrigue. I am the Science Program Director at OceanX. We partnered with POGO and with OceanQuest for the Around Africa expedition, which you'll hear all about the experiences of our wonderful ECOP and early career explorer teams, as well as faculty on board. And I just wanted to say that networking sessions like this are so important because it brings together so many of us from across the world. I know Jose is calculating how many countries are represented at the moment. And it's so wonderful to be with you all and to really be able to hear the stories and the personal reflections about the experiences on the expedition. It's really important to us at OceanX that we sort of understand what went well and where people wanted to make improvements, but also for us, because one of our most important tenets of our organization is to use education and capacity exchange to be able to empower the next generation of ocean scientists, explorers, and storytellers. This is really, really important for us. And so I wanted to thank everybody for taking the time to be here, and also for our organizers with OceanQuest and the Air Center and with POGO as well. I have to say that I was lucky enough to be on the entire Around Africa expedition and working with OceanX and being part of some of the educational programming for the last 5 or 6 years. And we've never actually done an early career explorer or an ECOP cruise on Ocean Explorer. This was our first one. And so I have to say the ECOPs on these cruises, on each of these legs, set the bar extremely high, extremely high. And I'm so excited to hear everyone's testimony of this. I know having the experience to work with all of you was absolutely transformative for me. It reinvigorated me in my own field and my own career. And I learned so much from everybody and was so inspired from everybody. So I'll stop talking now and turn the floor back over to the real education experts. But I just wanted to pop in and say hello and give everybody my best, and hope to see you back on board soon.
Okay, thank you, Matty. Hello, everybody. My name is Lilian Krug. I'm with POGO, the Partnership for Observation of the Global Ocean, and I have the honor of moderating this session today. And we have a lot of talks from brilliant people, so I'm gonna start already introducing them and keep my mouth shut. So we're gonna start with Kailani Acosta. Kailani is the Science Program Associate at OceanX, and she's a specialist in capacity building, expedition planning, and ocean biogeochemistry. She, among many things, is the co-chair of the Lamont Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Task Force, and an early career liaison for the U.S. National Committee for the UN Decade. So she does know what she's talking about. And Kailani, can you please give us an overview of OceanX and the Around Africa expedition?
Great, thank you so much. All right, so it is such a pleasure to be here and to talk about the last 4 months on the Around Africa expedition. I'm going to talk a little bit about OceanX, about the Around Africa expedition as a whole, and why ECOPs are important. So I'm Kailani Acosta. I work on both the science and education teams at OceanX. And I had the pleasure of being lead faculty on on both of the ECOP legs, which was really amazing, and both really different. So super excited to see all of my friends again. So OceanX is on a mission to explore the ocean and bring it back to the world. And we do this for scientists like the ECOPs that we had on board. We want to build communities of informed scientists that can speak about their work, can communicate about how ocean changes and ocean research is important, and what we need to do to protect the ocean. In order to do this, we have an amazing ship that I'll talk about in a second. We bring together local scientists from around the world onto our ship, and we do media training and education training. We try to give the scientists and the early career researchers on board all of the tools that they need for their science. Putting together amazing technology, science, media, and education, we hope to build the next generation of future leaders. Our ship is the Ocean Explorer. It's a really amazing way to bring all of these pillars together. We have amazing technology on board, including submarines, ROV, helicopter, labs, multi-beam sonar, and we give the ECOPs on board an opportunity to learn all of these things, but also to understand how to build a mission, what it takes to start taking samples when you find something amazing. So the ship really allows for hands-on learning and training as scientists in a way that most people don't get. So I'll talk a little bit more specifically about our education programs, but everyone else will be able to tell you a lot more about how it actually impacted them. But our on-ship education are just a few of the things that we do with OceanX education. We also have digital programming. We have on-ship programming such as Young Explorers, which is similar to Early Career Explorers, but just for college age undergraduates. We also have a few amazing exhibits and outreach events. So the Around Africa expedition lasted from January to April, and it was a really amazing collaboration between OceanX and OceanQuest, but also POGO and our amazing education partners. And our objectives were to maximize the amount of data that we can collect around Africa. And this project was a UN Decade endorsed action, which is really amazing. And that really shows our commitment to capacity building. And all of the data that we collect, we want to be able to submit to public repositories so that people can use it around the world. We want to empower early career researchers from around Africa by providing them this experience and forge partnerships around Africa and around the world. So this was our route. We started in Singapore and ended in Las Palmas, and the yellow represents all of the countries of people that were on the mission on various parts. So it was a really global effort. And we covered a lot of the Atlantic Ocean and Indian Ocean, which is really amazing as an oceanographer. For the education transits, we had 4 of them. We had 2 Young Explorers transits, and we had 2 Early Career Explorers transits. And the focus of these transits was really hands-on learning, developing skills in science communication, figuring out how to conduct science at sea, which included acoustic mapping, eDNA analysis, carbon analysis, marine geology, and bioinformatics. In total, we had 56 Young Explorers and Early Career Explorers and 17 guest faculty. And the faculty and students were from 24 countries. So we really had an amazing global impact, and I'm so excited to hear from them. None of this could have been done without incredible, impactful partnerships with a lot of the amazing people listed here, but specifically POGO. They helped us with our candidate selection, and we just couldn't have done anything without them. So it was really, really wonderful. I'm not going to get too into it, but we were on this mission for many of the reasons that I mentioned before, but our main focus was also seamounts. So we mapped 5 seamounts and submitted an incredible amount of new mapping data to public repositories such as Seabed 2030. And specifically, some of that was done with ECOPs on board. So thank you all for all of your support and your excitement. And it's really amazing to be on the ship, but it's even better to see the excitement on everyone's faces when they're a part of this incredible mission. These are our amazing early career explorers that you will be hearing from today. We had 2 legs, the Walvis Bay leg and Mindelo leg, for a total of 34 amazing early career explorers. I'm not going to get too into it because you'll hear from them. And we did a lot of amazing sampling on our way. So we got the opportunity to do real science and not just take classes. So we were transiting from Namibia to Cabo Verde and Cabo Verde to Las Palmas. And we got the opportunity to sample in incredible zones that you only hear about in oceanography textbooks, such as an oxygen minimum zone, where there are wild extremophiles. And we also sampled sargassum, which are floating seaweed colonies that exist all across the Atlantic. So having that opportunity to have hands-on training and actually do what people do on ships was really, really impactful. And this could not have been done without our incredible faculty on board. And you will hear a lot more from them soon, specifically Carla, giving the ECOPs the opportunity to focus in depth on things that they are interested about, as well as really have mentorship and community and cohort building. It was really an amazing experience. So I will pass it over to them to hear more about what they learned and how it changed their lives.
Thank you very much, Kailani. It's truly admirable. I think personally that, around Africa expedition could not better represent the values and the vision of the United Nations Decade of the Ocean Science, because it brought together this exceptionally diverse international team of partners and explored and collect invaluable information, as you showed and as we watched yesterday, on a huge and understudied region, offering the platform for so many African scientists, from the amazing chief scientists leading the expeditions or the science legs from the ECOPs, taking their first steps into, actual work at sea, and brought the attention to from the general society to the challenges in the ocean, but also the beauty and the fragile environment that it's underwater. And so I do think that the Around Africa is a model for collaborative transformativity science. And as an implementing partner of the decade, POGO is more than proud to be a partner of this. So we go next to Olga, actually, who is collaborating with OceanQuest and will give us an overview of the ECOP legs from the Around Africa expedition. But first, let me introduce Olga. She's an environmental scientist from Russia, and she joined the OceanQuest for the Around Africa expedition. She supervised the 2 ECOP legs and helped. Sorry, am I hearing anything?
I think we can hear Nico. Nico, hi. We're very happy you, but if you can mute yourself.
Thank you. Yeah, so Olga helped shape the educational program, and we hear great things from her mentorship skills from all the ECOPs. So Olga, please introduce the ECOP legs for us.
Thank you, Lika. Thank you. I'm also super happy to be here and be able to say a couple of words. Kailani before me just did an amazing job of giving a full overview of the expedition, and I don't have much to add to it, quite honestly. I'll just say just a few words on my experience and the legs themselves. I do, as Lika has already introduced me, I am an environmental scientist, but ocean health is one of the topics that I work on quite a lot. And I'm also very interested in education, environmental education for different age groups, different target groups in different formats, informal education, which needs to be lifelong. And so this project for me was at the junction of both the ocean and the importance of ocean conservation, exploration and protection, and education in an interesting format. So I'm extremely happy to have been able to take part in that. The entire work on it, planning, organizing, selecting our brilliant ECOPs that got to take part. And I was also very lucky to be on the ship for the 2 legs, which I think I will remember for the rest of my life. It was indeed a transformative experience, I'm sure, for everyone, for the coordinators and the faculty too. So basically, we had 2 educational legs in the entire expedition. The first one was a longer one from Walvis Bay in Namibia to Mindelo in Cabo Verde, and it lasted 18 days. So it was a bigger curriculum with a research components where our students split into groups and worked on certain topics of their choice. Then the next leg was from Mindelo to Gran Canaria, which was already much shorter, but there was a much more condensed, intense curriculum of 5 days where also different topics were looked at. Unfortunately, I don't seem to be able to switch my... Oh yeah, now I'm able to. We had, you saw the map. Thank you very much, Kailani, for that map of the participants. It did not involve the entire globe, but at least half of the globe took part. And it was very nice to experience because, in the world that is increasingly talking all of a sudden about walls and separation and, unpleasant things like that, it's extremely gratifying to be on a ship. I mean, our participants came from about 14 countries, and then the faculty came from 4 more countries. And then if you add the crew on the ship, then I think we were about 20 plus countries represented, and it feels extremely rewarding to be on a ship with so much representation, knowing that we care for the same thing, we care for the ocean, and there are no boundaries there. The ocean has no boundaries. Our care for it knows no boundaries. Our curiosity knows no boundaries. So yeah, it gets a bit philosophical even. So our legs offered a very intense, as I said, and a varied curriculum. It was a bit different because they were different in length, but the formats were very different. There were lectures, there were hands-on workshops, there were labs, and you could see people spending their nights in labs, and some labs spent more nights than the others because they were so intense. People were also shooting documentaries, also late at night. They were engaged in measurements, in oceanographic work, like net tows or CDD casts. They were learning to use the equipment or, watching how things are done. And they had a lot of fun on the side as well, which I think is pretty important. So they not only worked, but they also learned to cook. They cooked with the chef, for instance, on the ship. They learned to do things that they found fun and wanted to engage in. Some of the topics that were covered on board were, you can see, apart from all aspects of oceanography, and people came from very different backgrounds, which I also found fascinating. We had chemists, we had biologists, we had oceanographers, physical oceanographers, and when they come together, the kind of discussions that they have, the kind of ideas that people from different backgrounds have when they get together, this is an amazing process to watch. And again, the fun part was that it was not just oceanography, but it was also media and communication and outreach that was extremely rewarding to see the participants learn and deep dive into. So yeah, we had at the end of especially the first leg where our ECOPs had a bit more time to engage in independent work and their own projects. We had a presentation of the projects that the ECOPs did during these 18 days, and we saw some mind-blowing results. Hopefully the ECOPs that I'm going to pass the floor on to now are going to share more about their results. They were pretty stunning. So yeah, I'm not going to take up any more time. I'm giving the floor back to Lika. Yeah, thanks. Excited to hear the feedback from the ECOPs.
Thank you so much, Olga. Great presentation. And, you know, I can only imagine the experience of being on board with all these amazing young people and sharing all this experience. And so before we go to the ECOPs, we have one more reflection, and comes from the trainers team. So Carla, she is a researcher at the Argentina National Institute for Fisheries Research and Development, INIDEP. And she has a strong background in seawater chemistry, carbonate system. And she's such an expert, and that she is actually a co-champion on the renowned Global Ocean Acidification Network. So we could not have a better instructor on board for teaching our ECOPs on ocean acidification and carbonate chemistry. And we asked Carla to give us 5-minute reflection from the point of view of a trainer of the expedition. So Carla, please. I believe Jose will share your slides for you. So let him know when you want to go for the next one.
Hi, everybody. I'm Carla. Thank you, Lika, for the introduction. And it's been amazing to hear all the reflections from Kailani, Olga, and everybody, and Mati also. And I have the same feeling. I would like to bring that back. From Argentina, as Lika says, I'm like a crazy carbon chemistry, but I'm originally a biologist. And I went through a lot to start measuring. And this experience like really changed my mindset, 100%, because usually when we go on board as a scientist, we have our cruises that are related with our work that we have already planned in advance. But this was a way different way of doing science and co-creating science as a wide group of people all together to explore our ocean. And I'm so grateful for this opportunity. And next, please, Joseph. I only have like a small slide with a lot of pictures, and most of them you can see all the team working together. And my experience was at the beginning when we start the cruise, we have a lot of classes, we have a lot of introductions of the topics, and my role was about carbon chemistry, which is something really important for the health of the ocean, but it's really tricky to explain and understand and to put hands on. And what I like to highlight is how dedicated all the ECOPs were on working side by side with me. We create like a huge effort team of measurements and collecting data and clearing data. So we went through all the steps, maybe compiling 18 days. It was really hard work, but we did it. And that highlight when powerful people join together, we can't do that. And I want to highlight something, the data that we collected, it will be shared, as Kailani says. We are hoping to finish our end processing because we managed to collect a lot of samples for carbon chemistry, which is related with ocean acidification, a really hot topic, and now for the health of the ocean. And I want to highlight all the outcomes of this. I had the luck to mentor two students, well, three students, but two of them were really focused on carbon chemistry, and they were amazing on that. And they opened a lot of possibilities for them to not only to pursue a master degree or something following with this cruise with the data that we collected, but also to think different about the data and how to explore data, make new hypotheses. And when I saw all the final projects, I was amazed of the results and how powerful people can be if you push them a little bit and if we join together. So I think that's the reflection I want to keep, is how can we still do better science, even though it's not like a dedicated scientific cruise, it was more than that. And plus all the students were doing another activity. So I really applaud him for all the enthusiasm and the kindness that they have and the nice feedbacks. They were so honest, they were so open to learn, and they grow as a person, and we grow as an inner community inside the ship. So thank you, all of you, and it was a life-changing.
Thank you so much, Carla. It's so true, these training possibilities, they're not so only good for your curriculum and for your professional skills, but also the networking and everything in between. It's really, really good. So we now will pass to the main reason we are here, our brilliant ECOPs. We ask them to prepare lightning presentations, so it should be quick, and for them to quickly introduce themselves and provide their reflections and from their experience on board the Ocean Explorer. So we are gonna start in Nigeria with Agogo. So Agogo, please, the floor is yours.
Hey, good afternoon, everyone. Thank you so much for this very privileged opportunity. My name is Agogo Kolawole Daniel, once again. I work with the Nigerian Institute for Oceanography and Marine Research. I am a fisheries, I'm in the Department of Fisheries Resources. I'm also a marine biologist. The next slide, please. Okay, on board the RV Ocean Explorer, I had a very, very wonderful experience where I got to learn a lot. There was so much to learn. Looking at the ocean from the view inside the vessel, it was really a beautiful experience. And then we had the opportunity to learn different skills, different techniques, oceanographic techniques, hands-on experience. I had my activities on board RV Ocean Explorer included the eDNA research. I worked with the eDNA research team. We were able to carry out water sampling using the CTD. And then after collecting our samples, we filtered and then extracted the DNA, and we did further analysis, did PCA extraction, we did PCR amplification, and also sequence to get some, then using bioinformatics to get the phylogenetic tree, and then we're able to get some species that we encountered along. And I learned a whole lot on board RV Ocean Explorer. I learned how to use storytelling for ocean communication, for ocean science communication, using audio and video representation on, to tell stories about the ocean, our activities. Sometimes we do a lot of ocean, we carry a lot of activities on the ocean and its resources, and how we're able to share our stories so that people can have a better understanding of what we are doing in a very simple manner. There were other fun activities which made our stay on board ROV Ocean Explorer so beautiful and wonderful. My next slide, please. Okay, this is just a photo gallery showing the different activities. Like I said, I worked with the EDNA team, and this is just us in the laboratory doing different analysis. We collected samples. This is us here extracting DNA and then sequencing. And very wonderful team in the cold room where we did our water filtration. It was a very pleasant experience to work with these great scientists on board. And this is a picture just showing me and Dr. Kailani, where we were collecting, trying to use the light microscopy to view different macroinvertebrates that we collected along our expedition. And it was really so beautiful to see the macroinvertebrates in their true state. It shows you what the things we see, the things we don't physically see, but we just have names on them. And we're able to see great pictures of foraminiferans, theropods. They were so beautiful to view under the light microscope. It was a very, very beautiful experience for me. And we were also able to note that some of these macroinvertebrates are great indicators for ocean acidification. We were able to see the foraminiferans, the theropods, how they indicate how their shells are being, thinning out as a result of ocean acidification. And this picture down here is a team of our EDNA with our facilitator, Nathan Hubert, and my wonderful ECOP. This is the next slide. And then it's a wonderful experience of us using the Zodiac. We came out of the ROV and the Ocean Explorer, the vessel, and we went on board. We went out of the ship to experience what it is like outside the vessel, and it was a very, very nice experience. We were able to see some other organisms like the Portuguese man of war just floating on the water surface, and it was beautiful. And then this is just a picture of us having getting to share our stories as ECOPs, what we are doing in our various institutions, and how far we really want to take ocean science around our environment. Then this is a beautiful experience of us sharing, learning how to use the firefighting skills. We also learned that on board. So it was a mind-blowing experience. Like Olga said, it's something I can't forget in a hurry. It's already in depth in my mind. Please, the next slide. Okay, then there's some few takeaway from the OceanX experience. Like I earlier said, science is really beautiful. Nature itself is a very beautiful and interesting thing. Seeing the diverse oceans resources as I viewed from the ROV camera, all I could think of was how beautiful science is. And then we have the responsibility of communicating this science to everyone around us. So my take home is everywhere I find myself, I'll be able to, teach people, create awareness all about ocean and its resources, how to sustainably use the ocean's resources, and how to well manage the fauna and flora the ocean inhabits. My next slide, please. Having learned so much and some of the basic skills on eDNA, as a marine biologist, I have been working on bioassessments of some living marine resources using the traditional techniques like trawling and other sampling methods, but incorporating eDNA as a tool for biodiversity assessment is my future research activity. I'm looking forward to collaborating with wonderful scientists out there, doing a postdoctoral research and like having an exchange opportunity program so I can carry bench work and work in laboratories to, for my future career path. So OceanX gave me like a platform to jump, and the sky is just a starting point for me as far as ocean science is concerned. I want to appreciate OceanX for this great privilege. I want to appreciate POGO, OceanQuest, and all the beautiful early corps, early career ocean professionals that were on board with me on the leg from Wavis Bay, Namibia to Cabo Verde, in Cabo Verde. I thank you all so much for the great experience we shared together. I also want to appreciate each and every one on board, the facilitators, the instructors, the crew members. They were all wonderful people. So in this note, I want to say thank you so much. Thank you
Thank you very much for the great presentation and lovely photos. It gives us a little sample of what happened during those days at sea. So let's move now to our next speaker from Ghana, Benjamin Gavornu. I'm very sorry if I'm butchering your last names, guys. Benjamin, please, can you say hello?
Good afternoon, everyone.
Hi. Good afternoon.
Yeah. My name is Benjamin, and I'm an ECOP from Ghana. I'm currently pursuing a PhD in oceanography and limnology at the University of Cape Coast. My research focuses on plankton and how they are affected by multiple environmental stresses. So from my research and mostly advocacy, I seek to support coastal communities to become sustainable. And so when I heard about the opportunity to be on board the Ocean Explorer, I joined this expedition to broaden my experience and connect with professionals within the field of oceanography. And did I achieve that? Yes, I did. Next slide, please. So now I'll take you through some of the major activities that I took part in. Indeed, the activities were diverse, ranging from lectures, hands-on experience in advanced labs, to even meaningful networking with ECOPs and faculties. And one of the major highlights was learning about environmental DNA, which is one of the tools that is advancing the way we monitor our oceans. I personally had previously not been able to do anything relating to eDNA. All I've done was to either read or hear about it. But while on board, actually had the opportunity to extract DNA from a plant fruit in the lab. And as someone working on plankton and aquatic health, this was particularly eye-opening for me. And now I plan to incorporate this in my PhD research to improve monitoring of shellfish farming sites in Ghana. Another experience was connecting with my fellow ECOPs and faculty. We had these inspiring sessions where different people shared about the work that they are doing and also how they got involved with ocean science. And this made me further appreciate the kind of diversity in skills and an experience we had on board. For instance, we had someone from NASA on board with us, and it taught me that we can still contribute to sustaining our oceans regardless of the background that we find ourselves in. Next slide, please. So from these experiences, I have learned that sometimes it's not even because the ocean or sharks are scary, but the way we explore them or the way that we engage with the ocean. And with the tools on board the Ocean Explorer, doing the hardcore science even becomes more enjoyable. So this is an opportunity I genuinely wish for more ECOPs that they should have for themselves. And I encourage anyone who is passionate about the ocean to consider taking part in such programs when the opportunity arises again. And last but not least, I have also come to appreciate the power of collaboration, especially in the field of oceanography, because I was fortunate to meet a cohort that was incredibly diverse in expertise, and it showed me that we can tap into each other's experience for personal and professional growth. And speaking of growth, let me share with you how this experience is already impacting my PhD study. Next slide, please. Yes, so I've been fortunate to already see an impact on my PhD, and thanks to Jose, he seemed to be more connected. He has linked me with Dr. Felix Uba, who is an expert in coastal modeling here in Ghana, who I'll be working with to refine the modeling aspect of my PhD thesis. And this is a significant step forward for my research. And I'm genuinely grateful for how this single opportunity has unlocked new pathways for collaboration and growth. And of course, none of this would have been possible without support from, next slide, please. Support from OceanX, OceanQuest, and POGO. They did an incredible job in funding me joining this program right from Ghana to Cape Verde through to Spain and back to Ghana safely. I'm grateful for the opportunity. I also want to thank the African Center of Excellence in Coastal Resilience for supporting my PhD studies here in Ghana, and also to my supervisor, Dr. Emmanuel Echampon, who shared this expedition with me and also encouraged me to apply. Next slide, please. So I would like us to keep in touch and continue to share the knowledge, skills, and opportunities as they come by. And I have my Telegram page in a QR code on the screen. So I encourage that you connect with me so that we keep the conversation going. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Benjamin. That was a wonderful presentation. It's extremely rewarding to hear that not only did you get to take part in this wonderful cruise, but it also had a pretty immediate impact on your PhD and on your scientific career. So it's very nice to hear that. Thank you so much again. So we're giving the stage to our next wonderful ECOP, Chinomso. And I'm just going to do one thing. Dear friends, dear speakers for today, we're so many and we have so much to say. So if you could try to keep your talk to 5 minutes, then maybe everyone gets to speak. Thank you so much. Chinomso, go ahead.
Hi, everyone. Good afternoon. So my name is Chinomso Ombiko, and I recently got my PhD in Integrated Coastal Zone Management with a focus on climate change adaptation and mitigation from the University of Cape Coast. My master's degree, please next slide. My master's degree was in environmental pollution and toxicology from the University of Calabar, and my bachelor's was in animal and environmental biology from Abia State University. Currently, I co-coordinate the Nigerian node of the Early Career Ocean Professionals, a UN endorsed program. And also I'm working on a coastal vulnerability project with the World Bank as a short-term consultant. Please next slide. My experience on board the state-of-the-art research vessel with OceanX was nothing short of magical. It was really mind-shifting. And while on board, I and other trainees, we had the opportunity to learn from experts and also to hear their humble beginnings during our coffee chat. I also had the opportunity to learn eDNA extraction. The last time I did a lab work was during my bachelor's, and also the application of extended reality in ocean science, the history of the Atlantic Ocean, ocean governance, and ocean and environmental sustainability. But my main takeaway was the sessions on ocean governance and ocean storytelling, because I have an interest to pursue my postdoc in either ocean accounting or environmental law. Yep. And also, while on board, I got inspired to take my swimming classes seriously and possibly head over to also take diving courses. Yeah. Please, next slide. I believe I have touched on this. Yes. Next slide. Kindly connect with me on my LinkedIn and also my email address. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Chinomso. Wonderful. So, very best of luck with the swimming classes and with the diving classes. We hope to hear from you on that soon. Our next speaker is Dam from Senegal. Dam, the floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you, Olga. Thank you, everyone. So, hello, my name is Dam Gueye from Senegal. I'm currently affiliated with Gaston Berger University, where I focus on ocean and climate science. I am a climate scientist, so ongoing PhD student, specializing in the study of mesoscale convective systems and their interactions with desert deaths in West Africa. So my research focuses on understanding how these interactions influence tropical cyclogenesis in the North Atlantic, with the aim of improving predictions of extreme weather events. I am committed to using my skills to address climate challenges and support vulnerable communities by bridging the gap between research and practical solutions. Next slide. Beyond my research, I am passionate about science communication and have participated in several outreach activities, including workshops and workshops on marine biodiversity and climate resilience. I was lucky to be part of the explorers who involved in the OceanX expedition from Welby's Bay to Mindelo, Cabo Verde. And as we know, it's not given to everyone because OceanX is the most advanced exploration research and media vessel ever built. So it was very, very lucky for us. So next. So about what I did about the Ocean Explorer. So my role during the expedition was plenty stuff. If I can say, first I contribute to additional water sampling activities for biochemical analysis, gathering nutrient concentration profiles in the wet lab. In the EDNA lab, I took part in experiments that are really new, valuable on my knowledge. Throughout the program, I enhanced my technical and analytical skills by learning to use tools for oceanographic data analysis and visualization. Also, I collaborated closely with leading scientists, technologists, and fellow trainees. And with that, I developed a personal project analyzing CO2 fluxes in the Atlantic, focusing on the influence of thermal and non-thermal factors on AC gas exchange. So, uh, thanks to Dr. Carla who is here. For that, beyond fieldwork and data processing, the program emphasized science communication and public engagement. So, I participated in outreach initiatives and learned how to use storytelling and immersive technologies such as ROV, submarine, or multimedia platforms to convey complex ocean science topics to broader audiences. So, next slide. About the main takeaways, the OceanX experience provide me with a unique blend of scientific, technical, and interpersonal development. One of the main benefits was the opportunity to participate in a real multidisciplinary oceanographic expedition aboard the OceanX. I gained hands-on experience in data collection and analysis across multiple ocean parameters, as well as advanced sampling techniques, like in the wet lab with titration activity. I remember by Lady Gaga, as Dr. Carla called it, where I passed most of my time with an amazing team. Yeah, I remember. I remember also the EDNA collection and CTD profiling. So it was great. Another major benefit was exposure to cutting edge technologies like ROV and autonomous sensors. I saw that. Additionally, I developed critical soft skills such as teamwork, leadership, and scientific communication. In overall, it was a transformative learning journey that has equipped me to contribute more effectively to marine research and conservation. Next. So about the impact on my future career. So this experience has solidified my decision to focus on ocean acidification and the carbon cycle in my future studies. And I also aim to contribute to regional research in West Africa, linking scientific data with policy and public awareness. I am also interested in combining fields, science, technology, and community outreach, also with an aspiration to become a leader in ocean science and education. Next. So that's all I would like to share with you during my journey in OceanX expedition. Just thank you all for the opportunity to be part of this unforgettable experience. I am grateful to OceanX, POGO, OceanQuest, and the Ocean Training Partnership for making this possible. I am excited to stay connected and contribute to our shared mission of advancing ocean science. Thank you all.
Thank you so much, Dam. Dam does not know how much of an impact he had on my scientific career. He was my partner in extracting strawberry DNA. That was a lot of fun, and I will remember that forever, I think. Thank you very much, Dam. All right, so our next speaker is Frank from Tanzania. Frank, the floor is yours.
Thank you so much, Olga. Hello, good evening, good afternoon, good morning. My name is Frank Mirobo. Next slide, please. Yes, my name is Frank Mirobo. I'm from Tanzania. I serve as a junior researcher at the University of Dodoma, but also from the Western Indian Ocean region. I do serve as the ECOP coordinator, as the Secretary General of the ECOPs network under the Western Indian Ocean region. So with so many hats, that's just a few more of what I do. You can just be able to connect with me and I can be able to share. Next slide, please. So on board on the Ocean Explorers, it has been quite a life-changing kind of a moment to me, because like being a junior researcher where you just know a few way of how you can be able to analyze your data and how you can be able to integrate the multi-disciplinary techniques. So this expedition has impacted me with so many skills, which are most of my colleagues, they have mentioned. So I will highlight a few. One of it, science communication has been one of the greatest part that, taking into account science communication has the huge influence on the policy aspect of it, but also we need to try to bridge that gap of ocean richness for all. But also the eDNA technology has been one of the techniques that I wasn't really aware about the power of using the eDNA on my background of the fisheries. So thanks to this expedition has really impacted me on how I can integrate the DNA techniques on how to monitor some of the threatened and critically endangered species, and how we can really emphasize into those areas where most of our fishermen, they really tend to go and fish. So I've been quite having a great moment with my colleagues there, especially the coffee chats where you get really to know more of what people they have been doing and how their journey has been quite an inspiring journey to the field of ocean science. Next. So next slide. So as an early career ocean explorers within the OceanX onboard mission, I managed to carry out a small project that was tending to really to focus on the involvement of early career ocean professional with the Ocean Decade as one of the special project that was mainly targeting to really know how much aware early career ocean professionals they are with this umbrella of the United Nations Ocean Decade, but also most importantly is just to see what are some of the gaps that, or what are some of the vision that the early career ocean professionals they envision the remaining 5 years of the United Nations Ocean Decade. That is basically targeting the science communication aspect of it. So that has been quite an amazing journey to really interview so many of you, having great feedbacks. It has been quite an interesting journey, and thank you so much for everybody who has made this really possible to finalize my presentation. One thing I have taken away that science is the magic that works. That is, it is a fact that me just going there, knowing a few stuff on how to integrate multi-technology in biodiversity assessment has really helped me to widen my technology, but also I've been working with my students back at the university to really see how they can be able to improve their science communication when it comes to their third year special project. Next.
And here I hate to interrupt you, Frank, but I have to. 5 minutes are up. I'm sorry. I would love to listen forever, but we have lots of.
Sure. Yeah,
sorry.
So
I'll be the mean moderator. I'll be reminding.
Sure. Shout out to everybody who has really made this possible. Lilian, Olga, Maddie, Kailani, Kara. Thank you so much. This has been a life-changing moment to me, but also thank you so much, OceanQuest, for making this possible, POGO, and all the amazing ocean explorers. Thank you so much. That's all from my end.
Thank you very much, Frank. All right, to speed up a bit, I'm giving the floor over to Hasna. All reflections. I have quite some reflections on our ECOPs to share, but I'll save them for later. Hasna, the floor is yours.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear.
Yeah, okay. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the opportunity to be a part of this inspiring session. My name is Hasna Bouazzati, and I am honored and pleased to share my experience as an early career explorer aboard the Ocean Explorer during the Walvis Bay to Mandelo expedition, which was a journey both scientifically enriching and personally transformative. Well, I'm an environmental engineer, and currently I'm pursuing a PhD in oceanography at University Abd Malik Sadi in Tétouan, Morocco. And my research focuses on the resilience of Al Hoceima Marine Protected Area to climate change, where we use autonomous underwater vehicles to monitor indicators such as chlorophyll A, oxygen levels, microplastic pollutions, conductivity, temperature. And also, I am an active member of the Mediterranean and North African region network on climate change. And I'm deeply committed to integrating science and policy to support marine conservation across our region. Next slide, please. During the expedition, I was involved and I took part in several interdisciplinary research activities. We conducted CTD water sampling to build vertical profiles of ocean parameters and to analyze dissolved oxygen levels. We found out low oxygen zones. And also I participated with Dr. Carla in carbonate chemistry measurements using total alkalinity titrator and dissolved inorganic carbon analyzer. That is essential for tracking ocean acidification. And also I took part and I learned from the NASA space mission team. We explored how hyperspectral satellite data is used for chlorophyll monitoring and phytoplankton bloom detection. And also I learned about multi-beam sonar mapping that contributes to seafloor bathymetry. And most importantly, it was the first time for me to learn about the eDNA sampling, to learn about the XR media and science communication session. Next, please. So this expedition was an exceptional opportunity to grow both scientifically and professionally. I strengthened my skills in Instituto sampling, biochemical analysis, satellite data validation, which are directly applicable to my PhD research. I had a chance to learn about eDNA sampling, multi-beam mapping that added an understanding for biodiversity monitoring and seafloor structure. And this experience helped me to build a strong network with other early career researchers from across Africa, with the faculty members. That fosters collaboration and shared learning, of course. Next. And the expedition also provided advanced scientific training that reinforces my research capabilities and my ability to contribute to climate resilience marine management. It also gave me hands-on exposure to interdisciplinary methods, which are essential, I think, for addressing complex environmental issues. And most importantly, it's opened doors to new networks of researchers, to mentors, peers, that gives me the visibility and support for future collaboration, innovation, and leadership in ocean science. Next slide. Well, this was a unique opportunity to grow as a researcher, to connect with diverse network of ocean professionals, with amazing ECOPs, and I am deeply grateful to OceanX, to OceanQuest, POGO, the whole organizers, all the mentors and peers who have made this experience both inspiring and transformative. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Hasna. And Hasna hasn't mentioned that actually she, at some point, she made lunch and dinner for everyone on board, and then she made amazing bread. She made a lot of very good food. So yeah, thank you so much, Hasna. We still remember that. All right, so our next presenter is Giulio. Giulio, welcome. Giulio? All right, then.
You're muted, Giulio. There you go.
Olga, you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you now, Giulio.
Olga?
Yes, Giulio, we can hear you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Olga, for the floor. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending where you are. As you know, my name is Giulio Ndonfa, Cameroonian, early career in physical oceanography with a background in statistics. I hold my first master's degree in physical oceanography, hosted by University of Abomey-Calavi, Benin, and University of Toulouse in France, as Emmanuel Cosme with a supervisor. Before this, I hold my first master's degree in statistics at University of Yaoundé 1. in Cameroon with Gérard Agoukan as supervisor. Since 24 for now, I have participated at many summer and winter schools. The last with OceanX training on around Africa mission. Before this, I have also participated at one winter and summer school in Ghana in computational modeling in marine ecology, fishes and climate, organized by Lemni Center and Google. I have also participated at many workshops online. One of them, we have Marine Data for Africa 2025 and Marine Data for Ocean Health 2025. On the right, you have my contact at anyone to contact me for prospective PhD maybe or for any question. Next slide, please. Regarding our first objective, what I did aboard the Ocean Explorer, I will say this expedition has taught me to understand the underwater mapping and the collection of environmental samples. Use advanced technology like marine submersibles. This expedition has also helped me to observe the megafauna like dolphins. The importance of scientific communication is very important to share our research for a community who don't know what we done. And this expedition have also helped me to integrate international collaboration like OceanX, POGO, NASA. Next slide, please. Regarding our second objective, the main takeaways from the experience, I will say this experience have learned me the importance of international collaboration and the cross-cultural collaboration. You can see in the first figure on the left. This beautiful group who came at any part of the world with different background. The emergence of a new technology like EGNA and AI, who is very important to detect and identify species present in the environment without capturing them. I will say this experience this experience also led me to the power of teamwork, which is very important to have a beautiful and strong result that you can see in this figure on the right. Regarding the future of ocean science in Africa, I will say it is true that vast region in Africa is still underexplored. But as you can see in the figure, we have a youth, beautiful ECOPs with ambitious, capable, and passionate about the conservation of marine ecosystem in Africa, who participate and ask interest question about this conservation. Next slide, please. Regarding our third objectives, how this experience may shape my future, I will say this experience developed to me technical skills in marine environmental through hands-on learning tools, method, and practical expertise gained in the field. Also strengthen my identity as a young researcher, boost self-confidence and ability to contribute to large-scale scientific projects.
Leo, I'm sorry to butt in. You literally have just a few seconds left. If you could wrap up your main idea and then be done.
Okay, good reserve, Olga. Yes, this experience integrate me to the international scientific network and reinforce my commitment and boost my future path. Next slide, please. Yes, I cannot finish this presentation without thanking all of the partners, OceanX, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, POGO, NASA, and Air Center. Without forget United Nations Decade of Ocean Science for Sustainable Development for this great opportunity. A particular thank you to Lilian, Jose, Kailani, and Olga for the supervision. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Julio. The pleasure is ours. Thank you. All right, so the floor goes to our participant from Tunisia. Welcome, Ilham.
Hi, Olga. Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. I'm happy to hear from you again, and thank you for the opportunity of being here in this meeting. So let me introduce myself. I'm a Tunisian researcher. Next slide, please. I'm a Tunisian researcher at the University of Tunis El Manar. I work mainly on marine parasitology, with a focus on both integrative taxonomy and ecology of parasites. Next slide, please. I'm also an active member of ATVS, which is a Tunisian NGO, where I was involved in various activities like education, awareness, and biodiversity assessment. Next slide, please. I had as well the opportunity to lead and participate in two main projects, which are the journal editing, La Revue Méditerranéenne de la Biodiversité, and the Tunisian Islands Biodiversity Database, the Naturadex Islands. Next slide, please. So for me, as it was the first time being in a research vessel, I really enjoyed the ship tour and meeting the crew members the first day. Next slide, please. So then I had the opportunity to attend to fascinating lectures on sediment core samples and oceanography with Clara and Kailani. Also, I participated in the eDNA workshop and the small bioinformatic group with Tina. I appreciated the ocean storytelling and media workshop with Adam and experiencing the extended reality applied to ocean, which was led by Mario and Sachit. Also, discovering in real life subs, helicopter, ROV, and the CTD was really amazing. Finally, I really enjoyed the participant presentations, all the discussions, and at the last day, at the last night, the tour of impression, which was moderated by José. Next slide, please. About my main takeaways, the whole experience of being on a research vessel. Also, I had the opportunity to build new skills. On the next slide, please, to build new skills and learning from the faculty members. Also hearing about some inspiring success stories, sharing experiences of trainees from across Africa, and a lot of moments, memories, and enriching experiences, mainly human connections. Next slide, please. Yeah, next slide. Thank you. One more. Thank you. So I'm willing for my future to expand my knowledge through various new areas like the eDNA, bioinformatics, and ocean storytelling. Also, I want to reinforce my interest in interdisciplinary teamwork and innovative approaches to marine biodiversity, to build international collaborations, and to get inspired by the diversity of contribution across research, conservation, and education. So at the end, finally and mostly, I want to acknowledge, next slide, final one. I want to acknowledge the organization, POGO, OceanX and OceanQuest, for this memorable and enriching experience. And also my thanks go to all the OceanX members, to Adam, to Clara, also to OceanQuest team, especially Olga and Jose, to POGO team, Lilian and Laure. Unfortunately, sorry, we didn't meet them. And to Imar and to all my fellow participants. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ilham. Thank you. Wonderful. All right, so Margaret, let's hear your impressions. Margaret from Ghana.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon from Ghana. My name is Margaret. I'm a lecturer in the University of Cape Coast. My background is in aquatic ecology. I work mainly on invertebrates. I've worked on invertebrates from my BSc up to PhD, and mainly on benthic invertebrates. And when I am not teaching in the university, I'm involved in a lot of outreach activities focusing on children in coastal communities. Next slide, please. Yeah, on OceanX, I was involved in a lot of activities. We had a ship tour, series of lectures, which my colleagues have mentioned, lab sessions. I also had the opportunity to present a video on my outreach activities. I also learned about how to use QGIS to draw maps, using R for data analysis, and many other things. And it was also a great opportunity to network with scientists all across Africa and then the world. Next slide, please. Yeah, my main takeaway from the experience is I got the opportunity to broaden my scope on the diverse opportunities in the ocean space. You don't just get to be a scientist, you can go into media. We saw ROV pilots and it was so fascinating, and I'm excited to share this with kids on my outreach activities. Then for someone involved in ecosystem assessment using benthic organisms, learning about eDNA was so fascinating and revealing for me. It's my first time actually extracting DNA, and it was an exciting opportunity, and I think I can apply this in assessment of macroinvertebrate biodiversity in the Ghanaian waters. I was also excited about the storytelling lectures and the training. And one thing that stood out for me was the teamwork between POGO, OceanX, OceanQuest to bring all of us together, and also the teamwork on board between facilitators, crew members. It was so good to see, and I think it's one major takeaway to apply that in my field, how to leverage on each other's strengths to put something beautiful together. And one big bonus for me, as much as our leg was very short, I got to see pictures from previous legs at the workshop we had at Cape Verde. I was very happy seeing a lot of macroinvertebrates from the African waters, because you don't get to see a lot of this in textbooks around. So it was a good opportunity. I was hoping I could copy some pictures for my teacher, but I never got to do that. Next slide, please. Yeah, and how would I apply this in my career? Working on benthic invertebrates, macroinvertebrates, they are so small and usually it's difficult for people to imagine. So the skills I acquired in virtual storytelling would be very beneficial to actually bring benthic life to benthic organisms to life when dealing with communities and teaching children and also university students. And also applying eDNA in biodiversity studies. In our Ghanaian waters, we don't have record of many organisms, and there are a lot of pollution going on. So we are even losing a lot of things we are not aware have existed or are existing. So this would be a good application to have a record of biodiversity in our waters. It was also good to meet a lot of early career scientists. It was a good connection, and I hope we can all work together going forward. then I'm more confident with the skills I have acquired in my ocean advocacy and the rest. Next slide, please. So I'll use this opportunity to thank OceanX, POGO, OceanQuest for this opportunity, and also all the people we have worked with, and most especially Jose, Olga, Kailani, Adam. It was very exciting meeting you. I was so excited seeing your face today. Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much, Margaret. Thank you very much for the appreciation. We're very happy to hear that you had a wonderful experience. Margaret, I'm very sure that we can do something about the pictures, that you can have them for the teaching. And thank you for the great presentation.
Can I interrupt a little bit, Olga? I just wanted to say, first of all, to the ECOPs, Laura is in the audience. So, and for the other participants, Laura Ruffoni is our administrative officer at POGO, and she was the contact and the person that helped every single one of the 28 POGO ECOPs sorting out their travels. It was a Herculean task, and she did it greatly. There were a few adventures in the middle, but you know, that's a good story for you to tell your friends now that it's past. And I also wanted to mention, because of Margaret and Ilham's presentation now, this was something that called our attention on the selection process, on the involvement of every single one of the ECOPs on outreach activities in their home countries. And it's particularly special to note that the knowledge that they are acquiring on this training, it's not going to only be applied to their research and the ocean institutions in their countries, but also to their communities. So bravo, guys. Sorry, I already talked too much. Go ahead, Olga.
No, I guess I will just pass the floor on to our next great presenter, Musigwa from Tanzania. The floor is yours. Let's hear some more stories. I guess Musigwa is experiencing some issues with connection. We cannot hear you. You're muted. We can see you, Musigwa. Yes.
Sorry. Greetings, everybody. My name is Musigwa Chaz. Next slide, please. I am from Tanzania in East Africa. I am a junior researcher involved in marine conservation through various youth-led initiatives. I involve myself with the Sustainable Ocean Alliance in Tanzania, Global Youth Biodiversity Network, YUNGO, Sustainable Sea Trust, and many more. Next slide, please. I am very interested in freshwater as well as marine biodiversity. And this, I could say in this year, in the early of April, I got a chance to witness, also experience a lifetime opportunity through a majestic ship, OceanX, where we got a chance to be aboard from Cape Verde in Mindelo to Gran Canaria in Spain, though it was a short-legged trip, but it was very, very interesting. Next slide, please. What we did on the Ocean Explorer. The first thing that we did on the Ocean Explorer was the engaging in the deep sea science through the use of ROVs. That was my first time to see the ROVs. Also the advanced method of imaging the ground flow, the ocean flow. Also, we got a chance to put our hands on the ocean exploring tools. For example, the ROVs, which was the first time for me to do that thing. Also, the use of marine technology that have been used before by the high developed countries, which are not used by some of our underdeveloped countries. Next slide, please. Also got a chance to learn on how to communicate in science. For example, most of us do maybe some conservation processes, but we don't post, maybe we don't teach our fellows or our fellow youth. Also, we don't teach the schools as how my past fellow said, like Margaret. Also, I learned how to use my knowledge, also the skill that I got from the Ocean Explorer to impact my fellow youth, also the children in the schools. Also, we got a chance to do cross-cultural discussions, my fellow ECOPs, because we come from different places in Africa and also different places from the world. So we got a chance to share our experiences, our culture. Also got a chance to observe the marine animals that swam beside us, the dolphins. It was very, very interesting. Next slide, please. Also, I got a deep understandings on the technology that I used in the exploration of the ocean, the use of GIS in ocean mapping. Also got a chance to know the power of storytelling in the influencing of the science communication. Next slide, please. Also got a chance to network with my fellow Africans, also people from all over the world, people from America and other people from UK. Also, I got to witness the power of collaboration, because I know through teamwork you can learn a lot, also can know how things work, how things go this and that way. It was very, very good for me. Next slide, please. Contribution for the Ocean Explorer into my future career. It has inspired me a lot to pursue my career a lot. For example, I've got a bachelor degree. It has inspired me a lot to go and develop my career through master's studies, also getting a PhD in the future. Also, it have reinforced my commitment in the science communication and the ocean literacy in Tanzania and beyond, where I'm now becoming also think to become an ambassador of the ocean, because the ocean can't speak by itself. So there is a need for us to speak for it. Next slide, please. Also, it has motivated for me to become an advocate for my fellow youth, because I do with some various youth-led initiatives, such as Sustainable Ocean Alliance, where I will be a good ambassador to them. Also, it has encouraged me to bring the knowledge from my community through outreach, school programs, and also policy dialogues. Next, please. I'm very, very grateful to OceanX, OceanQuest, POGO, and Ocean Decade. Also, Kailani, everyone, Laura, everyone who was involved in this issue up to now. We are now back at our homes. Also, I've got a very, very good experience. I look forward to attending more and more conservation, also other issues of training. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Masigua. That was a wonderful presentation, very interesting. So our next presenter is Nede from Tunisia. Yes, now we
Good afternoon. Okay. Good afternoon, everyone. So my name is Nade. I'm a PhD student in marine ecology from Tunisia. And I'm glad to be here with you today to share a story that's deeply personal and profoundly transformative. So next slide, please. I grew up in the heart of the desert in the south of Tunisia, far from the sea. I had never seen it until university, changing everything. I went from a desert girl to a good scuba diver with level 3 in diving from CIMAS, and the sea became my second home. Next slide. So today I'm a PhD student focused on restoring seagrass. The idea is why not to stepping out of the ivory tower or the glass bubble of science and research and take those knowledge out of the lab and into the community. So we're combining local knowledge, community participation, and sustainable practices with the scientific research to restore Posidonia oceanica, which is a seagrass, using nature-based solution in the Kerkina archipelago in Tunisia with my wonderful Posidonia team and my NGO Architects. Next slide, please. Next slide.
Joseph? Maybe we're having connection problems with Joseph. Just give me a moment and I load the presentation on my screen. Sorry about that.
No, it's okay.
Oh, he's coming back.
The next slide. So with my team, we believe it's our duty to work hands in hand with children, fishermen, women, artisan women in the community, raising awareness and promoting environmental education. The next slide, please. We also collaborate closely with the media because sharing those stories, challenges, and successes is essential. I've presented the TV segments on national television and radio talks about Tunisians' marine richness, and started producing short film with nature, environment, wildlife filmmaker in Africa. All of this wonderful work led me to join the Around Africa mission in Walvis Bay for 20 days from Namibia, Walvis Bay to Cabo Verde aboard the Ocean Explorer. Next slide, please. The program was intense and many of my friends have already shared what we experienced. So for me, I want to focus on two things. First, the media training with Adam, where we learned how to use the camera, light, and sound to create short videos. This was especially important for me as a scientist because knowing how to communicate your work visually is just as powerful as the research itself. Next slide. The second thing, I want to highlight my introduction to XR technology and immersive environment with Kavi and Mario. We explored how virtual exploration and interactive storytelling can be powerful tools for science visualization, making complex ideas more accessible and emotional. It's not just about data, it's about connected people with the ocean. Those tools can transform, tell stories, educate, and inspire action. Next slide, please. The key lessons I learned from the experience, for example, seeing when we seeing the ROV dive deep in the Atlantic, opened my eyes to the vastness of the ocean and remind me that despite our smallness, we have a huge responsibility to care for ocean and protect it. Next slide. I like this photo. This training is not just about safety, it's about trust, teamwork, and being ready mentally and physically for anything. Next slide, please. I love this photo also. Exploring XR technology showed me that innovation isn't about replacing our roots, it's about amplifying them. XR is more than just tech, it's a bridge that brings the ocean to those who may never reach it and connects science with people and places often left behind. Next slide, please.
Nende, I'm sorry. Much as I absolutely love watching this, I have to interrupt you because the time is already up.
Just 1 minute because
Right. Could you wrap it up very quickly, please? Thank you.
Also, where we discuss about Africa research, and we need to refocus about African research. Next slide. I realized that I don't have to choose between research and creativity. I'm both. And this is what also ocean needs. Next slide, please. Yeah, after the mission, the impact didn't stop with me. It grew like a snowball and reached many other people. More than 7 radio interviews, thousands of share, reaction, and comments across the old social media in Tunisia, hundreds of private messages also. Next slide, please. This is the end. So Around Africa mission didn't just take me to sea, it's brought me closer to my purpose. I'm returning to Tunisia with a clear mission to connect science with people's lives. I'll use what I learned to strengthen marine research, restoration, create immersive education tools, and inspire youth, especially those who never seen the sea, to care for it. This is just the beginning. Thank you so much.
This is absolutely impressive, Nade. Yeah, we're applauding your effort and your presentation. Thank you. All right, so let's welcome our next speaker, Nompafane from South Africa, is going to share her story.
Thank you so much, Olga. Hi, everyone. My name is Nompafane Kauleza. I'm not quite sure where the slide is.
It's Jose is having power connections issues. So give me 2 seconds and I will share my screen.
All right.
Can you see it? Oh, wait,
Yes.
something happened there.
I'm
Jose is
starting
back.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no, it's not this is yes, just a second.
I have the presentation here if you want.
No, it's all good. So good. Because I'm starting down part 2. That's why I had to switch.
Ah, okay, I'm sorry.
Sorry about that. Okay, good.
Oh, this was the first one.
Yeah, sorry about that.
It's not a problem. Hi, everyone. My name is Nompafane Kauleza. I am from South Africa. Next slide, please. I am from South Africa, and I'm currently doing my postgraduate diploma in marine science at the Cape Peninsula University of Technology. And my area of research is on size fraction chlorophyll A and phytoplankton concentrations across the Agulhas Current. So I'll be sharing what went down aboard the OceanX. Next slide, please. So while we were sailing from Mindelo to Las Palmas, every morning we would get coffee chats from these amazing scientists that you see here, where they would tell us about their journey throughout their ocean science fields. Next slide, please. We also had workshops. The first one was from Kailani. She taught us about the oceanography of the Atlantic, and also got to learn how to take water samples from the CTD. Next slide, please. And Clara taught us about the carbon lecture and how they use sediments, and also put it under the microscope to check these animals that lived long ago. Next slide, please. And then we got to learn about the environmental DNA by Christina, and we also got to extract DNA actually from a plum using soap and also ethanol. Next slide, please. And Ms. Laura taught us about ocean mapping and the types of instruments that are attached on the OceanX shipboard, and how they do all the processes of ocean mapping. Next slide. And we also got to do ocean storytelling and Ocean XR with Adam and Sashit on how to talk about the ocean and giving it to the world. Next slide, please. We also got to go to the submersible and got to present what we are doing as ocean scientists. Next slide, please. So my main takeaways on this whole experience is that I have gained on hands-on experience on the oceanographic tools and also sampling techniques. I've also learned that there's a very great value in teamwork and real-time solving at sea. The most memorable moment was the coffee chats, because I saw that in ocean science, not everything is linear, and you just have to embrace where you are. Next slide, please. And how this has impacted my career. I've gained international exposure by collaborating with scientists around the world, and I've realized that there's a very broad range of ocean science things, and I'm inspired to grow in new ideas. And this experience has also opened new opportunities for future research, networking, and global collaboration. Next slide. And I'm very grateful for this opportunity. And I'm grateful to OceanX, POGO, and OceanQuest. And this experience has actually reaffirmed my passion for the ocean. Thank you so much.
Beautiful, Nampafani. Thank you so much. So let's go back to the Walvis Bay leg with a presentation from Oge. Oge is Nigerian. It's currently based in Ghana. Floor is yours, Oge. Is Oge with us?
Yes,
I apologize.
Hi.
There you go. I can hear you now. Thank you. I can see you too. Beautiful.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Lilian. My name is Oge. I'm a researcher, a storyteller, a student, and a lifelong learner. An MPhil student at the University of Cape Coast in Ghana. I'm a Nigerian. One of the highlights of my life is weaving science into people's stories, one insight at a time. Everyone who knows me know I just love the ocean. You can't spend 5 minutes with me and not get to hear that. And
Okay,
I wouldn't want
apologies to
to take
interrupt
much of our
you.
time. I also
Sorry to interrupt you. Can I suggest you to switch off your camera to strengthen your connection? Because your voice is breaking a little bit. I apologize for that.
Okay.
Thank you.
Is it better now?
Yeah, let's try it.
Is it better now?
Yeah, it does sound better now.
Okay. So I would like to get on directly with what we did about the Ocean Explorer. And also, I failed to mention that I work at the headquarters of the Nigeria Space Agency as a scientific officer. Thank you. Next slide, please. If I had to describe my Ocean Explorer experience in one word, I'll just call it a wonder. This experience was very personal to me, and I just had this one. I was just wonderstruck every single moment. Every day of those 20 days about the show was something new to learn. The diversity was mind-blowing. People from different countries, and yet we existed together, lived in peace, and it was just wonderful. I got to meet the most amazing scientists. The crew members were just to be loved. I love this experience, and it's one of the most incredible experiences of my life, and I'm so grateful for it. Please, the next slide. Next slide. Yes, so while on board the Ocean Explorer, my colleagues have also talked about a lot of the things that we did, so I wouldn't want to spend so much time there. But one of the things I chose to do was to work with the media, science communication, and storytelling team. It was so incredible for me because I love science communication. I believe that great science cannot speak for itself, but it needs voices like mine to be able to communicate it. So we spent some nights shooting videos, working with each other. We had some firefighter training. It was a lot to do. But then we had the opportunities to do some projects. So for my project, I created a short film that captured the beauty of Ocean Explorer, the activities, like the spirit of life on board the vessel. I focused on storytelling because I wanted people who may never get the opportunity to be on Ocean Explorer to get to see what happens there. And secondly, I was introduced to the XR, the extended reality, Mario and Tavi. So because I love mangroves and I'm working on mangroves, I was able to use immersive technology, particularly on Unreal Engine, to create and render a video on an ideal mangrove ecosystem. This is very personal to me because I come from the Niger Delta in Nigeria, where we do a lot of oil and gas exploitation, and as a result, a lot of our mangrove ecosystems have been degraded over the years. So this gave me the opportunity to create the ideal mangrove of what I would want our mangroves to look like. And I believe that it can serve as an educational video so that people in restoration projects can have a picture, a mental picture of what that can be. So please, the next slide. Next slide, please. My main takeaway from this entire experience was go for it. I don't know how this happened, but if I had to record every time someone said to me on the vessel, go for it, maybe it was over 100 times. This experience brought a certain kind of possibility. Like, it changed a lot about my mindset. So many things that I believed they were maybe too far for me to reach, I started seeing possibilities. My mind was open. Whether I wanted to do a particular video with Adam or something, and Mary or Kailani, everybody kept saying the word, go for it, go for it. And during my presentation on board, I told everyone that I wish that as a child, I heard the word, go for it, as much as I heard it on Ocean Explorer. And I'm so grateful for it. Now it has inspired me. So many things I felt were too far beyond reach. Now I'm trying to go for them. Please, the next slide. Next slide.
Thank you, Olga. That's
the one before this. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'm so sorry, but we are short in time. So I'm even meaner than Olga, I'm afraid. So if you don't mind, we're gonna go to the next speaker.
It's fine.
I really like your passion, and it's clear on your slides and on your talk.
May I just add something, Elika, just to say, because Olga cannot finish. She inspired when Olga delivered the presentation, and she shared this go for it revelation that she had. We were thinking go for it for days, because she also inspired us once again. She re-inspired us to remember the go for it approach. So wonderful. Thanks, Olga.
Beautiful. Thank you so much. Well, let's hear from your colleague from Morocco, Omaima. Omaima, please, 5 minutes.
Hi, can you hear me, please?
Yes, we can.
Okay, perfect. So hello, everyone. My name is Omaima Mouiret, and I'm from Morocco. I'm currently a PhD student in biological oceanography at the Faculty of Sciences Ain Shoal of Casablanca, Morocco, in partnership with the National Institute of Fisheries Research, also based in Casablanca, Morocco. My PhD is a part of the EAF Nansen program, conducted in collaboration with the Institute of Marine Research in Bergen, Norway. Next, please. So my research focuses on the study of ichthyoplankton, which represents fish, eggs, and larvae in the northern section of the Canary Current large marine ecosystem, which is the Moroccan Atlantic coast. So my work involves collecting samples from seawater and then identifying fish, eggs, and larvae using two complementary approaches: classical morphological identification and then molecular techniques. So even I have participated in several oceanographic surveys across different ecosystems and on various research vessels, boarding the Ocean Explorer was a unique inspiration, something that I had been hoping for. Next, please. So this hope became a reality when I was selected to join the Ocean Explorer expedition, which sailed from Namibia to Cabo Verde. Next, please. So every day on board was a new learning opportunity enriched by knowledge exchange, workshops, storytelling sessions, trainings, and meaningful interactions with the ship's crew and fellow participants. So one of the most rewarding aspects of this experience was my collaboration with Phyllis Amamo from Ghana on a mini project focusing on plankton along the transect. So we collected plankton using handheld plankton nets and seawater samples with the CTD rosette, which also provided environmental data. So Phyllis, who specializes in phytoplankton, proceeded the phytoplankton samples with the planktoscope, while I focused on zooichthyoplankton analysis using the stereo microscope. And then we enhanced our study by incorporating eDNA to complement and validate the taxonomic identifications. Next, please. So this expedition has been extremely enriching both scientifically and personally because I had my first hands-on experience with eDNA and learned more how to bridge traditional taxonomy with modern molecular tools. I developed stronger teamwork and scientific communication skills, gained confidence in field operations, and was exposed to diverse international research methodologies. Also, all of these will directly benefit my ongoing PhD work, of course, and apply these techniques in the lab while also sharing this knowledge with fellow students and colleagues. So as a part of my academic role, I supervise students and engage in scientific outreach. And I hope to inspire them to appreciate the ocean not only as a source of knowledge, but as a vital resource that must be protected. Next, please. So in conclusion, being a part of the Ocean Explorer expedition was a truly transformative experience because it reinforced my passion for ocean science and opened new perspectives. So as scientists, we have a responsibility to pass on knowledge to inspire the next generation and to work together across borders for the health of our planet. So thank you all for listening, and thank you again to everyone who made this journey possible: OceanX, OceanQuest, POGO, faculties, and scientists. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Jemima. That's fantastic. Very inspiring. All right, our next speaker is Paula from Namibia. Paula, the floor is yours.
Hi, everyone. Can everyone hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Hi, everyone, and thank you for this opportunity to speak with you all today. My name is Paula Segius. I'm a Namibian Master of Science student researching the potential of a cultivated kelp site in Lüderitz to mitigate ocean acidification and deoxygenation. My work is supported by the Kelp Forest Foundation and Kelp Blue, and I'm supervised by experts from the University of Namibia and the Victoria University of Wellington in New Zealand. Next slide, please. I took part in the ocean expedition from Mindelo to Las Palmas, and on board, I visualized DNA in real time, observed how to set up interviews, and I grasped the foundations of ocean mapping. I even got hands-on look inside the submersible and had access to career stories of mentors during the coffee chats. More than that, I learned to adapt fast, communicate science clearly, and build connections across cultures. Now I have friends and collaborators across Africa. Next slide, please. I found the marine geology especially fascinating. Who would have thought that tiny grains of what looked like popcorn could leave behind the secrets of Earth's history? The Atlantic oceanography truly tied everything together, from climate to chemistry to the stories of our planet. It gave me a bigger picture of what we're really trying to protect. Next slide, please. This journey has genuinely shaped my life. It taught me everything is possible when you're surrounded by passionate, kind, and fun ocean protectors from all walks of life. There's a whole network out there, and I'm grateful to be a part of it. Next slide, please. Last week, I had the chance to give a career talk at a local secondary school where I shared ocean career paths aboard the Ocean Explorer. Public speaking is something I'm still working on, but I'm proud to say it's improving little by little. Next slide, please. I've received so much from mentors, supporters, and teammates. I carry that generosity with me, and I look forward to giving back tenfold in my own journey. And I want to thank Laura from POGO for her help with the travels. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. And I hope we get to meet. And then my final slide, please. Let's stay in touch. Let's keep the conversation going. If you're curious about my work, have questions, or want to collaborate, please scan the QR code for my LinkedIn profile. And thank you for the chance to share my story.
Thank you so much, Paula. That was absolutely beautiful, very poetic. Indeed, the popcorn foraminiferous in the lab kept us glued there for maybe an hour. So it's wonderful to hear it now that it's stuck in the memory. All right, so our next.
Before we go to Rowan, I just wanted to intervene quickly to tell the audience that bear with us. We have a few more presentations, 3 to be exactly. And then we're gonna go for a panel discussion, and everybody will be able to interact with the ECOPs. So yes, go ahead, Olga.
Yeah, just giving the floor to Ruan from South Africa.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes. Hello. I am so grateful to be here as a participant of this program. My name is Rowan Brokenshaw, and I am a PhD student and part of the Marine Ecology Group at the University of Cape Town, South Africa. Next slide, please. My academic background is in crustacean taxonomy and benthic ecology, where for my master's I produced a fully illustrated guide to the mantis shrimps of South Africa and Mozambique. I believe this kind of work is important, especially in South Africa for data-deficient groups such as crustacea. And as in most African countries, there is a lack of taxonomic expertise to inform baseline biodiversity studies. And we need a foundation of who is there before we can ask questions about how many there are or how they interact with others and the marine environment. We can only hope to conserve and manage what we know to be there. And it is my intention to use my taxonomic expertise as well as my work as an environmental consultant to develop the backbone of our biodiversity knowledge in South Africa. This has led to my involvement in various NGO-led schemes, such as the NGO Sea Change and its first scientifically focused project called 1001 Sea Forest Species, which is mapping the biodiversity of the kelp forests of False Bay, Cape Town. Next slide, please. But there's one group of animals that has always fascinated me, and that is the mantis shrimps, of which we have 30 different species in South Africa, but only one species is found along the entire west coast from Cape Town to Namibia. However, we know very little about these animals, and we are busy unraveling why they sometimes leave their burrows in their thousands and form these huge swarms in the surface waters. And to study what is novel in the ocean and build ecological stories is my privilege. And it is what drew me to this once-in-a-lifetime opportunity through Ocean Explorer and the Around African expedition. Next slide, please. I was lucky enough to be given the opportunity to do my own sampling on board as part of a collaborative project run by postdoc Catherine Morrissey at the University of Cape Town. To give you some background, there has been some recent interest in how pathogenic bacteria use the vertical migration of zooplankton to repopulate surface waters. And zooplankton migrate to surface waters at night and descend again during the day. And there are theories that they act like cruise ships or our Ocean Explorer submersible, so that bacteria can exploit favorable conditions in each water body. So our idea is to investigate the differences between bacteria associated with zooplankton as opposed to bacteria in the water column. And to figure this out, we collected zooplankton samples using a bongo net at 4 stations, and then collected corresponding water samples from the CTD for eDNA extraction. Next slide, please. What made my experience aboard Ocean Explorer so special was the complete immersion in the scientific method, from net to data interpretation. I was able to participate in bongo net deployments, collect my own zooplankton and water samples, and then immediately go through all the steps for molecular analysis. And finally, have constant day and night access to experts on how best to present that biodiversity data. And that's all on board one ship. I came into the program with limited experience working in a molecular lab. In the past, I would send samples to the lab to produce sequences without being involved in the process, and it was such a help to be involved, as well as being guided by such knowledgeable and attentive faculty. Next slide, please. Now I have only focused on the scientific program, but this trip was so full of incredible experiences, as we have heard, and I was surrounded by such incredible people, the crew, including my fellow ECOPs. And one moment that will be forever with me was the ROV survey of the Mayorai Seamounts just within the Cape Verdean waters. And from about 500 meters deep at the base of the seamount to its summit at 180 meters, we had live footage of the seafloor being shown in mission control for 5 hours. And I think I only left the room once, and that was for lunch, and I ate incredibly quickly. And it was one of those defining moments in my life when I realized that this is really what I want to do and what I want to share with the world. And I think this vessel's great strength is also in its media capabilities and the team and talent that drives it. This experience exposed me to so many novel and creative methods of science communication, making science accessible through film, extended reality, art, and play. And it was so refreshing and encouraging to see the human side to science, shared through so many forms of storytelling and games. It was also my first time coordinating an at-sea sampling project, and I learned so much, and it could not have been possible without the help of all involved. Next slide, please. To all the people on board the ship, I cannot thank you enough for your company and kindness, as well as the crew's constant availability for all my requests and questions. There were many. I'd also like to thank our program's partners who made this possible. All of you who are here, Olga, Lilian, and Laura, also behind the scenes, POGO, OceanX, OceanQuest. Thank you very much, and I hope to see you all again soon.
Wow, thank you, Ruan. That's beautiful, inspiring work. Ruan was the person who you could barely ever see on the ship because she was in the lab, she was towing nets, she was analyzing samples. So great work. Thank you for sharing. And before I pass the word on to our next speaker, Sheila from Kenya, I'm going to say goodbye very quickly. I have to dash for another event. So it was a pleasure to be here. Thank you very much, Networking Fridays team. Thank you for having me here. Dear friends, great to see you and have a wonderful continuation of the event. I'm leaving Lika to do the wonderful job of moderating. Thank you so much. Happy to stay.
Bye-bye. Sheila, please.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Olga, and to everyone for this opportunity. Yeah, so my name is Sheila Rioba, a fisheries officer with Kenya Fisheries Service and the director IOI Ocean Academy, Kenya, under the International Ocean Institute. Next slide, please. At Kenya Fisheries, we monitor and manage fisheries and the freshwater and marine ecosystem, enforce regulations, and engage with local communities. Next, please. Among other roles, I'm so passionate about ocean literacy, and these are some of my online classes at IOI Ocean Academy, a UN-endorsed program, where we deliver courses in Swahili. Next, please. My research under the DFG-funded project, the Global Change Impact on Hydrobiogeochemical Processes in Tropical Kenya. These are some of this is my thesis research. Next, please. My experience about OceanX, it all began here at Walvis Bay with these unforgettable sunsets and calm waters. Next, please. With the warm welcome, we began with this pre-cruise workshop with very fun picture sessions and presentations from my peers where I got to learn about everyone. Next, please. We set off full of energy, curiosity, and arrived with quiet awe, already feeling the weight and wonder of the journey ahead. You can see the second picture, how humbled we were by seeing all the technologies and the anticipation we had and excitement in the first peak. Next, please. Aboard OceanX, morning check-ins quickly turned into safe spaces for reflection and connection. We had lectures from faculty, the crew, global experts, and this expanded our minds from DNA, oceanography, to science communication and media. Next, please. Divided into small groups. I was part of the eDNA team in the dry lab. Next, please. There I gained hands-on experience in eDNA extraction from seawater filters. We prepared purified DNA for PCR, sequencing, metabarcoding. Sorry. Next, please. I can't see, please. Hello. Okay. You see, sorry, out of the scheduled sessions, I also learned microscopy work with Dr. Kailani, where we used stereo microscope for zooplankton identification and planktoscope for phytoplankton identification, and learned how to sample these planktons. Next, please. Yeah, in marine education, we explored interactive science communication through Lego robotics and immersive 3D educational games. Through this, I learned practical skills in visual storytelling, where you can see here in the third peak, we were learning how to set up cameras for interviews to enhance public engagement with marine science. Please, next. We decorated styrofoam cups and sent them to the deep, returning tiny and compressed by ocean pressure. This was a light-hearted yet powerful. Sorry. Can't see the slide. Next, please. The stargazing sessions, the dolphin sightings and sunsets at sea stirred something deeper, strengthened my emotional connection and sense of responsibility to the ocean. Next. Inspired by learning on board, I created an educational video documenting our eDNA and plankton identification workflows, which aim to communicate complex scientific procedures in an accessible way to wider audiences. You can please scan this QR code to watch the video. Next, please. As we arrived in Yellow, I carried deep gratitude. This journey changed how I think about science, collaboration, and my role as a bridge between research and community action. Next. My key takeaways. With this experience, I developed practical skills in molecular ocean science, strengthened collaboration through interdisciplinary teamwork, and gained experience in communicating complex science simply. It has impacted me in applying these expedition learnings to the marine education programs that I'm undertaking under IOI and in my role as a fisheries officer. And it has really contributed to community awareness and stewardship. Next, please. I want to thank these incredible women so much for inspiring me throughout this journey. Next. And special thanks to OceanX, OceanQuest, POGO, all the partners, Dr. Lilian Krug, your mentor, and there is Laura for the good work that you did in the travel arrangements. It was challenging, but you really did a good work. Next, last, let's connect. This is my LinkedIn QR code. Thank you very much for this opportunity.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Sheila. We have one final ECOP from the Indelo legs, Ivar, and then another special guest for this session today. So Sivar, please.
Hi everyone, and thank you for this opportunity. Okay, my name is Sivar Daboub. I'm from Tunisia and currently a PhD student at the University of Tunis Al-Manar and the National Institute of Marine Sciences and Technologies, INSTM. I mainly work in the field of geology and environmental sciences with a focus on microplastic pollution in coastal environments. Next slide, please. My research focuses on microplastic contamination in sediment archives within lagoons and foreshore zones of the Mediterranean Sea. My field work involves collecting sediment samples and monitoring physicochemical parameters of surface water to assess the extent, distribution, and evaluation of microplastic in the study area. Next slide, please. As a member of the NSTM team, I contribute to the Trinity Inspire project in partnership with Trinity, leading beach monitoring and microplastic sampling campaigns with school children. Next slide. After each campaign, we welcome participants to the Marine Environment Lab at the NSTM, where we demonstrate the analysis and quantification of microplastic particles. This hands-on experience raises awareness of marine pollution and highlights the importance of education in the environmental research. Next slide. On aboard OceanX, I observed real-time ocean mapping with Lara and took part in engaging lectures on sediment cores and oceanography with Clara and Kailani. I also participated in an eDNA workshop led by Christina, explored oceanographic tools like CTDs, ROVs, and submersibles, and discovered a completely new experience through the Ocean Extended Reality workshop with Mario and Sachet. Next slide, please. This experience went far beyond learning new scientific techniques. I was truly inspired by the collaborative environment aboard the OceanX, where people from different fields work together smoothly. It strengthened my passion for marine science and allowed me to gain hands-on experience with the oceanographic tools and sampling methods. Next slide, please. I especially enjoyed the morning coffee shots and found the storytelling and workshop with Adam truly inspiring. Listening to the experiences of faculty members and the success story from the NASA team and organizers offered valuable insights and motivation. Next slide, please. This experience gave me unforgettable moments, like seeing a helicopter and dolphins for the first time in my life. The amazing tour of the old town with Jose. These are the memories and the connections I'll always thank God for. Next slide. During this experience, I built a valuable international connection with the researchers, mentors, which I believe will lead to fruitful collaboration in the future. Working alongside people from diverse culture and scientific backgrounds broadened my perspective and helped me appreciate the importance of interdisciplinary approaches in marine sciences and conservation. Next slide, please. I would like to sincerely thank OceanX, POGO. I'm deeply grateful to the entire team, especially Kailani and Adams, for their guidance, passion, and generosity in sharing their knowledge, and OceanQuest for making this incredible experience possible, especially Jose and Olga. Next slide, please, the last one. A special thank you as well to my peers. Your curiosity, energy, and collaboration made this journey truly unforgettable. Thank you.
Thank you. What a beautiful picture. It's so good to see. It's really impressive how it's so short period. Like you guys hang together for what a week, but at the end of this week, it's like it's a family, right? You have like brothers and sisters for the rest of your life. I really like this. So we have one final ECOP but it's a special. Well, all of you are special, but Sinotando, she was not part of the training dedicated legs of the Around Africa. She actually joined one of the science legs led by Dr. Lara Atkinson. And Sinotando, she's a marine biologist at the South Africa National Parks. She gave an amazing presentation on yesterday's webinar, and I strongly encourage you guys to go to YouTube to watch the recording. It was truly beautiful. And Sinotando, she will also share her perspectives on being an ECOP at the Around Africa expedition. Sinotando, my dear, you have 5 minutes. Can you share your screen, or is Jose showing your slides?
I think Jose will be sharing my slides. But hi, everyone. I hope you're all well. Just switching on my camera just to say hi, and then I'll switch it off again.
Yeah, just a second. Okay, here we are. Okay.
Okay, so hi everyone. Lilian has given you a brief background of my profession. I'm a marine biologist at Sandparks in South Africa, and I'm very, very, very excited to be here today. As many of you may know, my participation was funded by POGO, along with Doreen, who's from Tanzania. So today, I really don't want this presentation to be about myself, because there were so many of us ECOPs aboard during the first science leg of the Around Africa expedition. So if you were present yesterday, you might recognize these slides. But what I really want to showcase is the work that everybody did during the expedition and how awesome the team that we had was. Next slide, please. So there's been a lot of mention of eDNA. So we had a dedicated person who was doing eDNA while we were aboard. We had Jody Oliver, who was looking at collecting water samples and also sponge samples, and looking at fish and rays, but more specifically looking at if there were any coelacanth around the seamounts that we were working at. And a fun fact is that Jody has actually been my mentor in eDNA and barcoding, which I have done in my own research as well. Next slide. This is just to show how much seawater and sponges we actually collected. So I think we collected about more than 500 liters of seawater filtering for eDNA, and I spent most of my time in the lab assisting with the filtration and with the biological samples. And with the biological samples during our expedition, we collected about over 200 samples, and I was able to assist in the processing of them all and in the data management of them all. Next slide. We also looked at nutrients, again, looking at using water from the CTD, and this was done by Brishan. Next slide. We had bongo nets, where we focused on looking at the relationship between zooplankton and bacteria and how they're affected by global change. Next slide. We had Yamin, who looked at microbial taxonomy, and Yamin actually brought this entire filtration system from the University of Cape Town and carried it all the way to Comoros, which I think was very impressive. Next slide. We had Jordan, who was looking at salinity. So in this picture, you can see her just teaching the other ECOPs that we are with on the expedition about the work that she does. Next slide. And this is just to show some of the data that was available to us while we were on the expedition, and we were able to actually have preliminary results before we left the expedition, which was great. And if you have been on other expeditions, you'll know that the sharing of data is not very common. Next slide, please. can see that I'm running out of time. Can you hear me, Jose?
Oh, maybe he crashes again. Oh, there you
are. We also had, okay, next slide. We also had Bibiana, who looked at soft coral taxonomy, and Bibiana was actually one of the people who got the opportunity to be in a submersible and was able to actually collect some of the samples just by looking at them and not looking at them through the screen. And this was one of the samples that she actually chose herself and told the pilot, I want that one. So this was a very nice picture. Next one. We also had a geology team who was looking at volcanic activity and the chemical makeup of the seamounts. Next slide. Some of the rocks that we had all types of amazing things, as you can see from this rock that has corals. It had all sorts of little creatures on them and was very excited to actually go through these rocks and find more creatures on them. Next slide. This is just to show that we had a very, very, very supportive crew while aboard the OceanX. Next slide. So George and Jovial were part of the team that were doing fish identifications from the video footage that was collected via ROV and the sub. Next slide. We also had Doreen Mushi and Amina, who are very integral in the seabed mapping. And Amina has processed some of the data that was collected during the expedition and have uploaded them. And the data is now available for everybody to use. Next slide. We sailed from Comoros, so we had to have obviously a person from Comoros. And this was Soleil, who joined the expedition, and he was very interested in learning about eDNA and being able to replicate that within their national parks. Next slide. And this is just to show that we all worked very, very well together. I wouldn't have asked to be on board with another team. We were in the lab until 12 midnight on some days, having the best time of our lives. Next slide. We were very lucky to have really great mentors. We had Laura from South Africa. We had Anna from Portugal. We had so many other people. We had the crew of the OceanX who were able to assist us. Next slide. We also had another ECOP who is not a scientist, but a technician here in South Africa. Next slide. So while aboard, we also did a ship to shore education outreach where we had schools from Cape Town joining us to view a live streaming of the ROV dive, and we gave them a virtual tour of the vessel. And this was an incredible opportunity for the kids on land to get experience of what being on a vessel actually looks like. Next slide. I'm almost done, I promise. And I got the very, very incredible opportunity of being able to be in a sub. And we spent an entire day at 500 meters. And this was absolutely amazing. And I'd really like to say thank you to OceanX and OceanQuest and our mentors. All that I've learned here with the eDNA sample, the ROV operations, the specimen metadata, the processing, mapping, are all experiences that will significantly enhance my technical skills in sample collection, data management, and equipment handling. And I'd just like to say thank you. This was an incredible opportunity, and I'm sure that every ECOP on this call is highly appreciative of this opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Sino. I think it's really special, and your presentation reminded me that, the ECOPs were present not only to learn, but actually to share what they know with the others. And I'm pretty sure that with all the experience you guys have in different subjects, with communication, with outreach, there were a lot of exchanges there.
Yes, and we are still in contact until now, which is a really great part of just the relationship building of being in.
I'm sure you are. Yeah, that's great to hear. So I now invite all of you actually to join us and have a brief discussion. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of time, but have a quick discussion on let's start this way. So how can we stay connected and involved and actually do activities together from now on? Anyone has a suggestion? I understand that you guys already have like a WhatsApp group or something, right? Have you considered preparing an activity together?
So if I may go first, we do have a WhatsApp group where we share all the things that we are involved in post-expedition. And there are planned collaborations, post-expedition collaborations, like the writing of papers that will come out of this expedition, which I think is very exciting. And for example, personally, Bibiana and I are very interested in the taxonomy of soft corals. And our countries are actually neighboring countries. So we've made that connection and are actually wanting to work together. She works with visual data, I work with visual data, and we're right at the border of where we both work. And we'd actually like to collaborate and see and just fill the gaps, you know? So we are in contact. We had another lady, Amina from Kenya, who's visited South Africa, I think last month. And she was hosted by Laura, who was the lead of our expedition. And she visited Laura's organization and did some work there, and she spent some time in Cape Town. So we are in communication, and there are plans moving forward to keep collaborating on what was done during the expedition.
Brilliant. Jose, you want to say something?
No, it's important for us to keep, connected somehow. This is just the first interaction. So I do hope we can stay connected so we can also connect you to other possibilities. As you saw, for example, from Benjamin, we can, I tried to connect Siwa, for example, with people that were working on marine pollution and several other connections. So I really would like you to keep, let's say, stay tuned for what is going on, if I can say that. Kailani, do you want to say something?
Yeah, so I am putting together all of the data and metrics after this 4-month expedition. But that means that I'm just getting into the plankton data right now. So I'm going to reach out to some of you who have talked to me about being able to look through the data and, talk on Zoom about it. But if anybody else is interested in looking at plankton data, connecting it to satellites and nutrients and anything else, just send me an email.
Yes, that's great, Kailani, and I think that this is a great initiative. Like if you're really into, taking the most advantage of this opportunity, it's not only during the training, but after the training, definitely it's important. So make sure that you're part of these post-training activities as well. I'm not sure if we have any questions. I've seen that somewhere I did answer one. There were a few messages in the chat regarding how you can join. So for instance, there will be other opportunities to join OceanX, either Young Explorers Program or the Early Career Explorers Program in future transits. So Kailani placed the link there. And we also shared the link for the POGO open call applications for shipboard training. So there are opportunities for early careers. Just have to find them.
So I guess we are half an hour later. We better close the session. We will add at the end of this recording the video that Frank Mirobo sent us, and also I see there is also another video from Ogi. So we will be sure to add them at the very end, so you can see the recording, and at the very end see for the first time these two fantastic videos. So if you say something to close, Lilian and Kailani.
No, I just wanted to say I just seen a question in a Q&A from Ngozi First of all, hi, Ngozi. Yes, we are definitely thinking on writing publications and making videos. Kailani just mentioned they're starting to triage the data. And we're going to have one of these videos presented right now. So, yes. Thank you, everybody, for coming here. I already gave my speech on how amazing Around Africa is and how it embeds the spirit of the decade. I'm proud of every single one of you guys, and I'm actually envying you because you had this great experience, and I was here cheering from you from behind the screen. So thank you so much. Kailani, please.
Yeah,
Final words.
just to add to that, thank you everyone for being here, for listening to everything that the ECOPs have accomplished and how much they've grown in such a short amount of time. This expedition was groundbreaking in so many ways. It's the first time that we've done so many things, but we couldn't have done it without the amazing support and excitement of all of these ECOPs. Just being in environmental spaces is not always super exciting and filled with hope. So having all of you putting your all into all of the work that we're doing is really amazing and is so helpful for us as scientists to have faith in the community going forward, to know that there's great work happening. There are great people that are pushing these ideas that we push forward. And I'm super excited to know all of you, and please keep in touch and hope to see you on the Ocean Explorer soon.
Okay, bye. Bye, 12. Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Everyone.
Bye.